Everybody a minute to get in here. I may get two in here today. That'd be amazing. So much manipulation is going on in my channel. It's really hard to keep up with everything that's going on. So we'll sit on this for a minute and see what happens, if anything happens. Just trying to get busy today. It's the Lord's Day, but I did my worshiping earlier. Did my church time. Right now I'm just trying to fill in a couple extra spots. So we'll see what happens. Nobody comes on, we'll jump back off. Trying to get this trailer done. Got the axles on it, got the wheels on it, got all that. So let's see what happens. Been a long, hard day. Spent more money than I ever wanted to. Did not want to spend any money, but to do the work I'm doing, I need the tools. And I had all these tools before, till it was all removed, taken down, stolen. Mason and I went to Harbor Freight yesterday. It's a poor man's best friend there. Went and got us a grinder because we desperately needed one. And of course the wire wheel. We got a lot done yesterday putting the Bronco back together again. Of course, missing stuff. Stuff's always missing in my house. The bracket that holds in the rear seat for my Bronco is missing. I had everything in a pile in my camper and it's all gone. I got a bunch of stuff just disappeared, just magically gone. So that bracket's gone. I made a big boo-boo this week. I didn't read the labels on my Pour 15, and since the last time I used it, all they had was shiny. Well, now they have textured, shiny, dull, gloss. I mean, they got 1,000 different kinds, and I mixed up the two. Nobody's going to see the floor of my Bronco, but now I have textured and I have gloss. So that's nice to know. But it turned out all right. We've got the seat belts going back in. Drilled out all the holes we needed to. Greased all the runners for my seats. But we got all that done. So now she is waterproofed, rust-proofed, ready to go. I did notice a couple years ago one of my panels that holds in, see the top comes off my Bronco. Within 2 minutes, I've got bolts in it now instead of the Torx bits. I've got bolts all the way around it. Within 2 minutes, I can have this whole top off of it and running at a convertible. And the reason I always did that, because I like to have a convertible. I used to have a 64 Buick Electra 225 deuce and a quarter. That's a mouthful. But I love a convertible, except when it's this hot outside. But we spent all day yesterday cleaning all these panels, and now the tree, it looks like, has spit all over them and about ruined all the work I did. But we got all these cleaned up yesterday, got them ready to go back in the truck. I had one panel that was broken, so I went ahead, reinforced it. I dropped the phone. Reinforced it with fiberglass. Stuck a razor blade in there for some strength. Got that fiberglassed in, and nobody will ever see that. So that's another panel. That's the sail panel, goes from the bottom to the top. If I decide to do that, the sun has been terrible on all these pieces. If you go to buy these pieces, you're looking at about $350 to $500 for all these parts and pieces for these Broncos, because they're getting harder to find every day. What I would like to do, and I've always wanted, I hated the brown interior. I just don't like brown. And I've been mulling over for years about just painting all this stuff black. But the problem is, it doesn't matter how good you paint plastic products. If you scratch it, scuff it, hit it, the other old color is going to shine through. And as you can see, the difference between sun and no sun. That's the difference in the color from these. So I'm probably just going to leave it the same, because I don't know if I'll be putting that back in, because like I said, I like to take the top off. This right here we got out of a Ford F-150, a 98 or 9 Ford F. No, this was a 2007 Ford F-150. We use that for the center console, which works out pretty good. It isn't exactly matching, but you can't tell on the inside of my old truck. So we got that done. This week's going to be a very busy week. This week I'm going to hammer down and get all these pontoons finished. This one right here is really leveled up a bunch, straightened up a lot. So I'm going to get those drilled out probably tomorrow and get this whole length completed. Then my pontoons are ready to go to the lake and then build them. I'm going to build each 16-foot section at a time. Another accomplishment this week is got this thing painted. Like I said, I thought this was dirt in my paint, but that's the textured paint. Which, you know, it don't matter. This jet ski trailer, I just didn't want it to rust any longer. What's up, everybody? Let me see the comments here. Mr. Beachwater, what's up, young man? Need more cowbell. Everybody needs more cowbell. But got the wheels on it. Got the axles back on it. Everything's been greased. The bearings look great. Got this right here cleaned up, moved forward, because this other jet ski, the Freebie, it's a lot shorter than one I got. So today, right before as soon as I get off here, I'll go ahead and put my brackets on and get my rails on, my standards. That way I can get the jet ski on here. Got an update for the other channel, The Most Targeted Citizen. I spent 3.5 to 4 hours trying to get that thing to come back. And just magically, it turns back on today. So I regained access of my account. Isn't it weird how that happens to mine? Somebody named Bruce commented on my last video, and they said, hey, my comments disappeared too. What's the deal? I can see it in my notifications, but when you go to the video itself and look for the comment, completely disappeared. Let me reiterate, I have no control over my channel. More proof, I'm a targeted individual. I don't control my YouTube. It's taken by someone else, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Adam says the little battles are the ones we love winning. Just not tasting my own blood daily is a win, because when you're a targeted individual, you're going to get hit with the world and then some. And it's just nonstop vandalism, nonstop hell. It's literally like I got 1,000 little leprechauns running around destroying everything I own. And there's nothing you can do about it. I told you guys about that little chicken. I guess she's maybe in New York, maybe. And she's a targeted individual. And I can't understand it. I don't get it. But she'll have like 60 people watching her live stream. And the whole time she's just sitting there kind of, by herself. And I'm like, something's weird here. And it almost looks like it's a bunch of fake bots, because the majority of real targeted individuals that I've come across, they're not allowed to really get their voice out. Now, the fake ones, they can talk all day long and their channel get bumped up and boosted and likes here and thumbs up there. But I'm telling you, when you're speaking truth, they'll do anything they can to silence you and shut you down. I'm catching glimpses going into that house. My TV's just running with YouTube, and it's got Donald Trump on there at the NRA meeting. I don't know if you guys remember, but before Biden took office, I told you what was going to happen. I said there are going to be more school shootings than you've ever seen in your life. And it's going to continue to happen. That every day this week, they've had another mass casualty event. I'm telling you, this is not going to stop until they get the pew-pews, okay? It's not going to end. Joe Biden is responsible for every bit of violence in gun-free zones is Joe Biden. He's the one that passed the gun-free zones law, and ever since then, that's a barrel for anyone to be shot and killed in. Let me rephrase this. Let me tell you this and reiterate. I cannot tell you whether it is factual that any children died at that school event. I just can't tell you that. The news can report it. 1 million people can say it happened. And it may sound insensitive, but until I walk up and I touch that dead body, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything the media is telling us about anything, not one event in the world. Isn't it amazing that they showed Johnny Depp trial for 3 weeks solid every day? Johnny Depp. But what Ghislaine Maxwell, nothing. Nothing. They showed nothing. And just like I said yesterday, Millie Weaver and Millennial Millie, she put this out a couple years ago. I think it's right after January 6th. They have an algorithm now that picks juries. Okay? Now, the algorithm is supposed to be unbiased. The computer doesn't know who to pick. They just pick random people to get an unbiased, fair jury of choose. See, they took me off from the start. Millennial Millie over from the CIA say that they do have an algorithm that picks juries. And it picks the juries that they want to set their people free. So everybody keeps talking about truth and justice and all the bad guys are going down. No one's going down. Dinesh D'Souza's in this 2000 Mules movie talking about the election of 2020. And, they're investigating this and investigating that. None of it matters. None of it matters as long as they have a jury picked, ready to say guilty or innocent. It's not going to happen. They're never going to have it. They're never going to lose now. It is too late. The damage that Barack Obama did to this country is irreparable. And we can go back to George Bush and his father, the CIA agent, Herbert Walker Bush. They're all corrupt. The Bushes have been corrupt in this country for millennia. Prescott Bush supplied
U.S. dollars to the Nazi Party to put them in business. The history of our country will shock people, but it is not at all what they told you it was. Just like when you want to talk about Civil War history, I will lay you down and smack you all day long with facts, and you'll be like, really? When you tell that your party is the party of the Klan, it's their heads about spin around in circles and fall off. Literally, they're the party. Think about this. Antifa was burning down the country in 2020. Burnt the country to the pulp. Antifa and BLM, Black Lives Matter. Now you look and see what happened. None of them were even, they were charged, but all the charges were dropped. And then you got the guys on January that went up there and was trying to help save lives, and they're in what? They're in solitary confinement. The worst crime they can be convicted of is trespassing. And they've been in solitary confinement, not able to bathe, not able to shave, no haircuts, no nothing. They are literally political prisoners. If you are smart American, you should know. Keep your mouth shut from here on out. You do like I do, you are putting a target on your back. The only reason I speak up, because they're already trying to kill me. They're already trying to destroy me. There's nothing I can do. Now, I could go quiet and make my life easier as a targeted individual. My life would get so much simpler. Bugs in my food. Well, that's lovely. I hope there's no mockery in that, because you'll have no idea until it's there. And if you look at all the mass casualty events that's happening in America right now, everybody's just going crazy, and people with no money, no desire to have any kind of pew-pews automatically get $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 in the bank and access to the best things on the planet. It doesn't just happen. And what else did I tell you about the Joe Biden administration and what's going to happen? I told you they are still our Supreme Court justices. Already an attempt on Kavanaugh's life. Now listen, I don't back Trump's justices because they're corrupt. They are crooked. He never should have put them in there, but he was doing exactly what he was told to do. The Heritage Foundation has turned its back on Americans. This is what you got to understand. These people, they will kill the justices just to be able to have legalized murder in the womb stay. Legalized murder. That is nothing. Planned Parenthood is nothing but a satanic death cult. This is doomed. This is further proof that prayer works. When they shut down the country because of C-19, they shut down the country. They shut down the churches, and the churches quit meeting together. The church standing up and speaking out in the name of Jesus. My church didn't, thank God. I've actually got a pastor that's got a little cojones behind him. But all the churches shut down. So when you lose that prayer and you lose those Christians standing up against the evil in this country, the evil runs rampant. We're seeing it now. This country is done. This country is done. There is no way it's coming back. It's not going to. It's only going to get dramatically worse. I mean, the Bible says in the end times, good will be bad, right will be wrong. That's where we're at. We're literally in upside down world where my motorcycles can be stolen now. And they do nothing to him whatsoever. But I've got to do all the work to try to get them back myself. But no one will do anything. In any other world, the pawn shop buys stolen stuff all day long. But they're allowed to make money. If you or I buy stolen stuff, we get charged with a crime. Obtaining property by false pretense, ownership of stolen property. I mean, there's 1,000 different crimes for God-fearing Americans. But when you're the criminal, the system's on your side. Like all these people, they're eliminating bail in New York. They're not even arresting people. So what do you see on the news? You're seeing 20, 30 people run up into a jewelry store, smash all the dang display cases and steal everything and walk right out. And everybody just standing there like, yep, okay, this is America now. We are in a third world country. And wait. I know in my area, I'm one of the very few people that speak Spanish. But you wait to what's coming. We've got some of the biggest criminals in the world coming from South America. Now, say what you want. These people are not good people that are coming here. Did I ever get my second bike back? Nope. Still gone. Still waiting on my shovel head. Still haven't heard back from the court about my court date to get to do that. I'm going to make up, I got to review my paperwork, but I'm going to make up another court order to try to get my stuff back. It's wrote up for the judge to order him to get my stuff back, but I'm going to write up another order for the judge. Hopefully the judge will sign it. Whatever he doesn't return, that I take anything that in his name. He's got a nice truck. It's in his name. If he doesn't want to return my stuff, the law says that I can attach a lien to all his property. There's a lien. I got a lien on your stuff, and you don't have to prove it. And everybody says, okay, he's got a lien. I mean, I didn't see any proof. He said he's got a lien. There's no paperwork. There's nothing at Raleigh that says there's a lien on his property, but we're just going to let him say it. And because he said it, that gives him all right in the world. I thought in America, if I had a title and a deed to a piece of property, I thought that made it mine. I thought that was mine. So, ask everybody to think long and hard before even thinking about getting into the criminal justice system. Do your best to keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble. Do your best to stay, like the Bible says, stay silent and live a godly life. How is it followed? Targeted citizens. I don't understand what that means. How is it followed? So it's only going to get worse, and that's why I know it doesn't look like I'm getting much done with my houseboat, but everything is moving forward. I checked all what I thought was my plywood in my storage building, and it's press board. I could have swore that I bought plywood. So now I've got press board that I don't want because it's got formaldehyde in it, and formaldehyde, if water gets on it, then it starts to sweat and leaches out poisonous chemicals. So I'll probably take expensive stuff, trade it in. So I'm actually building it bigger and better than I was. I'm worried your houseboat will never be finished. That's a good thing to worry about. I'm hoping that I can hurry up and get out of here. It's the hot heat of the summer right now, and moving fast in this kind of weather is going to be hard to do. But when you don't see work happening, I'm in the background buying stuff I need. I bought 5 or 6 sheets of the plywood the other week. Heck, I can't even remember right now where that plywood is. Where did I put that plywood? Oh, okay, it's in my building. Okay. But there's so much more stuff I got to do before I even get to the lake. I've got to sit down and go back over my drawing, make sure I've got everything situated the way I wanted. I'm probably going to build another one of these pontoons. That way I know I've got one that's perfectly straight. That one's out of squares. You can see how crooked it is. That's just the way it was set up on the ground. Where do you trade lumber? Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace. You can trade a lot of good stuff. So I've got all this lumber in my building here. I mean, I've got everything to finish it up inside. Let's see. Please be careful during the launch. It'd be a disaster if it sank. I'm not worried about it sinking. And the more I've been thinking about it, I'm probably not going to put it all together on the bank. I'm probably just going to build 16-foot sections, put it in the water, get it floating, and then bring the two together and bolt them up. Build it, put it on the water, floating, then bring it together, bolt it up. That way it's lighter, and less chance it's going to be breaking or working against itself. There's not a doubt in my mind it's going to float. That's not a worry in the world to me. I have no doubt this thing's going to float, and probably float higher than what I want it to float on the water. The trick's going to be getting the building and putting it on the float. So either I've got to build it all in one piece and then get a crane and put it over on top of my float. I've got to figure all that out as I go, because it's going to be near impossible to build it on the water, because then I'll have to have a float beside the floats, and this is logistical nightmare. This is going to be difficult, and I've offered people to help me. I've offered to pay people to come help me, and I'm a targeted individual. I'm all alone. Ain't nobody going to help me. I've got more people cheering for me to fail than cheer for me to succeed. That's the sick world that we're in today, that people would take pleasure in someone else failing. That's a sign of a dirty heart. I'm sorry. These people, their hearts are dead. They're soulless. They're emptiness. I hope that's 2-car garage floats. Well, it's bigger than a 2-car garage, actually. Crane would be ideal. That'd be quite the task. Not much. How much is the houseboat going to be on Airbnb? Probably it's going to be about $300 a night, or $500 a weekend. In my area, that's about the price what something like that's going for. So if I want to make money on it, I can make a killer money. And the plan is, as soon as I get it up and get it floating, I'm going to build this one. I can have this built in a matter of a week and get it on the water, put windows in it, just put scrap windows. I got 1,000 scrap windows around here just to build it and put it out on the water. With housing is at a minimum. There's no houses anywhere. It's going to be hard for anybody to find housing, and the only places to go is going to be to the waters. I see. What you're putting it on Airbnb. If I need to make money as I'm building it, I might be able to put it out there because I'm going to be staying here full time until my house is done. I can walk in the door, turn on the power, and get ready to go. Um, I'm home. Hope that's the best. When they approach me, I start playing the catchy tune with the neighbor. Um, that's why there's lakes, plenty of lakes, and yes, there are a lot of Airbnb disaster stories. And being a targeted individual, I get it. I'm more worried about that than anything. But there are very few people in this world that you can hope and pray on. But when it comes to making some money and fulfilling your dreams, I've got to weigh those options because but that's okay. God's going to get me through all this. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to keep moving forward. Just having you guys asking questions and give me advice. I'll take any advice you got. Um, like I said, it's just the point that this thing is so big. Initially, I was going to put this on the water and float it. That was going to be my house. Don't want some drug cookers to blow up the house, but no, don't want that at all. Lord knows that happened over at my home that was stolen from me. I'll go into that story one day. That's a wild story. I came home and found smelled smoke inside my stream down, but it looked like footprints, and so they walked through the house and like their feet were on fire. They were doing something in my house. I don't know if they were trying to set it up to make it look like I was cooking meth. I don't know what it was, but I saw burnt footprints in the insulation on the top of my stove, burnt footprints through the carpet of my house. That's how wild it was at the end of my being terrorized out of my home. I had some Facebook memories pop up, and the other day one popped up, and it was whatever the date was last week, and it said from 2012. That was the day I opened the doors of my house, put an ad on for everybody to come into my house about everything. I thought that I moved out. I actually moved out from my home. They went to drive me crazy from the day they killed my fiance until the day I moved out was from February 7th or 8th, I think it was, until September. It took that long for them to absolutely drive me insane and run me out of my own home. Literally 100 people working in shifts to drive me insane. I wish I could go back and remember all the stuff that happened, but I'm telling you, it was worse than any sci-fi movie I've ever seen of people just terrorizing someone. It was, it actually triggers my post-traumatic stress disorder when I think about it. Let's see. You want advice? Go check in psych ward for a month. Yeah, aren't you a nice, polite person? Nobody needs a psych ward. Psych ward's the worst place for a good person to go. Perhaps you can make it Harley-Davidson powered houseboat. Adam, the thing about putting an engine on a houseboat, that means you have to register it. And if you register it, then you have to pay taxes on it. My houseboat's in the water and there's not a motor on it. I don't have to pay anything. I can live out there as long as I want for free. So this houseboat's not going to be cruising up and down the lake. That's the reason for my jet ski. My jet ski is going to be out there to pull it, put it in the place that I need it. Then I'm going to drive poles down in the water behind the little island, and the pole's going to be circling so it can't get out of that, and it's going to have big U-joints or C-clamps all the way around it so it can rise with the tide and go down with the tide. As soon as they turn the wheels on at the dam, it'll raise up, it'll lower down. So I've got all that figured out. It's just the point of doing it. I could probably have it all built by myself. I can probably have this thing put together in about a week's time. Cyrax is missing soldiers. Keep trying to be something. Keep trying. That should tell everyone out there there's something up. It isn't just YouTube. It's people that control my phone, that control my channel. Every time it logs me out of YouTube. There you go. Targeted. They don't want me. They don't want me to. If somebody puts a thumbs up, there'll be 5 thumbs down. I'll get 5 subscribers. They'll take 8 off my channel. Constantly. YouTube literally prevents people from subbing to the channel every time. Every time. And I'm not patting myself on the back or bragging or anything like this, but as long as I've been on YouTube and as many people as watched my videos, I should have had close to 20,000 subscribers by now. But they keep hitting it, keep knocking it down, keep me underneath the algorithm. They're not going to let me grow. They're not going to let me grow. They hide my video. I can't even find my own channel on YouTube. Can't even find it. Like I said, when I got on my phone the other night, I went for most targeted citizen channel, totally disappeared. Totally. I looked for 3.5 hours. I could see the channel, but they would not let me log into it at all. They blocked me from everything. And remember, they did the same thing with my home computer. What is so wrong with my speech that they want to silence me? What is so wrong besides everything I'm telling you is coming true? Everything, the weapons, the technology they use on targeted individuals, the voices they put in people's head to drive them insane to go out and commit mass murder. Think about that. Mass crime. And with so much disinformation, there's a lot of people coming out now say that Edward Snowden's all part of the plan too. Because listen here, if they wanted to shut him up and silence him, do you think they wouldn't hit him with the same weapons they hit me with? You think they can't touch people in Russia too? Every country on earth has this technology. You know, they could hit every person they want with voices in their head, with directed energy, all kinds of weapons they can use. And that tells you right there how evil these people are. They could end every war on the planet with the technology they have. Here comes the plane. They could end every war without even a casualty. But the devil kills, steals, and destroys. He destroys everything. Everything is death. And all the people that are silencing me, they're silencing someone who wants to try to save lives. Am I harsh? Am I rash? Absolutely. Can I come off as obnoxious? Yes. I've just been in this hell for 47 years. I speak confidently about what I'm talking about because I know it's true. I know it's real. If somebody would come at me 10 years ago and said the same thing, I wouldn't believe them either. But I'd at least have an open enough mind to believe the people I know and love. If you trust somebody and they say, man, somebody's following me, somebody's breaking in my house, you trust that person? Why wouldn't you stand up and help them? Why wouldn't you fight with them? My best friend was killed by the same program. I didn't even know. He wouldn't even confide in me that he had voices in his head telling him to kill himself. His baby's mama told me that after he was dead. Think about that. They said to tell them to kill themselves, and they're dead. They're gone, and you've lost them. They killed my fiance, they killed my best friend, and they had me at the end of a rope. And I'm telling you, if you want to kill yourself, you think life is bad before you attempt suicide, you wait till you fail suicide, because it's only beginning to get worse. Because then they take everything, because then no one will ever believe you again. You're crazy for that. Well, he's dangerous. Nope, he wanted to kill himself. Think about how many people that committed suicide that didn't want to die. When I hung myself, I had no thought about doing that. That wasn't my voice in my head. It sounded like me, but it wasn't my desire to hang myself and die. It's not. I'm telling you, this technology is evil and wicked. And the problem is, it's in this country, people have money that doesn't belong to you. Think about that. How easy is it to spend money that doesn't belong to you? Because as long as it's coming in, you don't care. And listen, guys, they're spending money faster than they can print it intentionally. The more they spend, the faster America crashes for the Great Reset. I told you 2 years ago gas is going to be $6 a gallon, and nobody believed me. I told you 2 years ago mass violence is going to go through the roof. There's going to be more of these school bang-bangs going on. Nobody believed me. I told you they're coming for the bang-bangs. They're not going to stop. And I can't stand to see any of these rhinos, any of them even entertaining it. Like these red flag laws. All they got to do is go to your ex-wife and say, has he ever got mad at you? Yep. Is he dangerous? Yep. Well, we got to go take his bang-bangs. That's how easy it is for them to come and disarm you. That's insane. There isn't a society on this planet that was armed before and they were disarmed that their government didn't lay hell and damnation on their heads. Look at Australia. They were beating them in the streets for leaving their houses without a permission slip and a mask. Australians are not free. They are finding out right now what being gun-free is. Because guess what? You cannot legislate the good and evil in a man's heart. Cain killed Abel with a rock. There's still more people being killed with fists and knives than ever with a bang-bang. That's how ridiculous we sound, self-censoring a bang-bang. 47 years old, and I have to talk like I'm 3 because of an algorithm. It's disgusting how far as Americans we've fallen. But that's the Bible. It's coming true. And that's another thing that amazes me. The Bible's predicted everything. One world government, one world religion. It's all happening before our eyes. And people want to still deny the Lord Jesus Christ. We literally count time by Jesus' birth, death, and resurrection. It's just, It ain't gonna get no better. So I'm getting chewed up by skeeters. Hit the like, thumbs up button real quick. Hit it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then comment, hey, it didn't work. And let's see how many people it's not letting. I've already seen people on here say they can't even log in. They can't even subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up button. Reset me, daddy. Enough is enough. There you go. Failing suicide is ultimate failure, and you'll be outcast. And the worst part is the people that don't even want to kill themselves. That's the problem. People don't even want to die. And they're being murdered with technology. How hard is that to think? How hard is that to believe? I don't understand. No one wants to believe it. A Russian lives across the street from me. And that Russian across the street from you probably came here for freedom and is looking at how bad America is now. I watch a channel on YouTube called stopadouchebag.com, and that's where they go and put stickers on people's windshields who park on sidewalks. I mean, that's how much they break the law in Russia, but cops aren't out there killing people over a parking spot like they are in America. That's what amazes me, is the people in America who still are supporting law enforcement. They're going to be the ones coming for your guns. They're going to be the ones coming and taking you away. Anyone stands up, the cops are coming to your house. They are not your friends. And you would think, here's at this supposed bang in Texas, law enforcement stood outside for an hour and did what? Nothing? Hello, Miss Gabby. Yes, they are Masonic, demonic, evil people. Law enforcement are not your friend. Well, there's good and bad everywhere, but it's just a few bad apples. No, it's not. If there were good cops, a bad cop could not survive. But now the roles have flipped. And now it's the bad cops that rule the roost. Should I call the cops on him? No. I would never call. Unless you want somebody killed, don't call the cops. 40,000, over 44,000 laws on the books for Americans. Think about that. You're not free. We are the farthest from free in America. When I can't even speak without being silenced, censored, thumbs down, an algorithm made up to silence me and to shut me down, when all I'm trying to do is save lives, I can go up and down this road and look at every illegal alien that owns nice houses. Think about that. I watch a lot of First Amendment audits, and a lot of people hate them. And listen, there are certain guys I like and certain guys I don't like. But these guys that go out and get violated just for the sake of being violated, we know cops are crooked. We know they're dumb. Cops had an IQ rating. Did you know that? They will not hire them. This is factual. Hire them to be law enforcement if they're too smart. It breaks my heart to see people, and especially friends. They don't listen. They won't listen. If you'll learn your rights, you're less likely to be violated. Anyway, I'm getting chewed up. I ain't got much blood left. Thanks so much for being here. Hit the thumbs up before you clock out. I'm getting out of here. Miss Gabby, thank you so much. Any way I can help you, let me know. Truck stop and showers on I-40. I think Love's has got a shower. I know there's one here in Claremont. Plenty of places. Anything you can do, any way I can help, just let me know. I'll be selling my camper soon. I'm still getting a little money out of it now, but it's going to have to go with everything else. But my plan is being lake bound. It ain't stopped. I ain't stopping. I know I get distracted with the little things here and there, but the jet ski trailer is to get the jet ski to the shop to get it running so I can help get my houseboat drug around. I have to have dependable transportation once I get to the lake. I can't expect Tina to jump on the boat, pull the string, get it cranked up, and drive it where it needs to go. If I can get her jet ski, and then she can drive to the boat dock and stay with it, that's fine. Can I stay in your camper if I visit NC? We could probably work that out. But anyway, I can help somebody, just let me know. Sick of them taking all my money, power, water, and rent. There you go. And here's the bad part, guys. It used to be affordable. How are you going to do it? Just like with a camping shower. That's the way I'm going to do the shower, my hot water, the gas. I'm going to do everything in my houseboat is going to be just like on a camper. Exactly like it, just like in an RV. Everything in an RV, I'm putting in my houseboat. Everything's going to be 12 volt AC DC. I'll of course have a generator for backup. But Beachworks says, seemed like a plan to starve us out. They are starving us out. They're burning down all the fields. Did you know the major corn and soybean producers right now in America, they just now are trying to plant their crops Just now. They should have planted their crops in March. But guess what? A little weapon called HARP has flooded all the fields. All of them. And nice little tornadoes that got a bunch of our corn producers, the food processing plants all over America burnt to the ground. Government paying people to burn their crops. If you aren't saving up food right now, you better get on board. I suggest everybody go out and buy you some rabbits. Buy yourself some rabbits. Do the best you can. Gavin says, getting rid of a solar one. That is a mistake now. If you can, get you a Jackery. Jackery's the best investment you'll ever make. It'll be the best thing. No problem, Gabby. Every trick helps in trying these times. Yep. Listen, guys, you got to think ahead. If there's any advice you want from me, anything I can tell you don't know, any questions you got about camping out, living off grid, watch these channels on YouTube. They'll teach you. I've learned so much about getting myself handled. Chickens over rabbits. The thing about chickens is chickens aren't allowed in city limits. So if you're living in a house or an apartment somewhere, chickens make too much noise and they're too messy and they stink too much. Rabbits will breed anywhere from, they have, I think, 2 or 3 litters a year, and they have anywhere from 1 to 12 per litter. And there's a lot more meat on a rabbit than there's a chicken. So think about that when you're weighing your options. So how much rent on a houseboat? I ain't thought about it yet, but if you want to build a houseboat, you can get a 12 by 21. This right here is a 12 by 21. This building right here is a 12 by 21. See how big that is? You can buy that, and I can build you a floating deck for about $15,000. For $5,000, you can have yourself a 12 by 21 apartment floating on the water. $5,000 to be off grid and to be free from the system. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Everybody in anybody that's on the grid, times are coming. Hard times. Because listen, they're getting ready to cut off the coal. What's up, Miss Wise? Back home to the force. Absolutely. Everything's getting ready to listen. Where we're at, we don't have rolling blackouts across America, but it's coming. They're going to start cutting down the power grid. Okay. You think that you just like with the ethanol in our fuel, that's the worst thing for oil. It's the worst thing for gasoline and for combustion engines is ethanol fuel. And guess what they're doing now? They're upping the ethanol to 50%. Yes. Why would they do that? Because they want to shut down your combustion engine. They want to force you into electricity. And guess what's going on in California right now? For the past week, they put a warning out. They're telling people in electric cars, please don't charge your cars. We don't have enough electricity. Really? Not enough electricity? You should know. When we're oil, gas independents, under Trump, we were, okay? We were independent and we had control. And America was booming. They'll never get that again. They will never let us have that again. It's like I was shocked to hear the rent around me. This house right here, anywhere else in this town, would be anywhere from $900 to $1,300 a month. I was shocked that's when I said, you know what? Because listen, if you buy a house, it's yours, and it's yours. It's paid for. The title's in your name. You're still paying rent every year to the government. The government can still tell you how many people you can live in your house. They can still tell you everything. They can still control you. And when they won't, by 2030, with Agenda 2030, no one will own anything. Watch it. Study up on Agenda 2030. No one will own a thing. That's what they want. They're going to take it all. So I'm going to go to the lake, live in my houseboat till they say I can't, and then I'm going to sell it and get all the money I can out of it, put it on somebody else, and then I'm running. I'm gone. I'm going to do my best to get out of here by then, but I think it's going to be my destiny to get shot in the chest to be dead. Okay? Had the dream too many times. Too many times. Property tax, $3,000 a year for a place I own. It ain't yours, is it? It ain't yours. China's going to take over by 2050. America's not going to last that much longer, guys. I'm telling you, if we're still here at 2030, I will be shocked and amazed. Shocked and amazed. Exactly. Klaus Schwab, 2030, he said no one will own anything, and you will be happy with it. But Klaus is taking the credit for it, but he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. There's so many people involved. I just don't understand why so many sheep are silent. I don't get it. I'm seeing people going out and buying new motorcycles, new boats, new houses, new cars. They're going and getting $100,000 in debt, and they're happy about it. They got $40,000 sitting on credit cards, and oh well, when we get a new president, everything's going to be okay. No, it's not. It's never going to be good. Gas will always be $6 a gallon. I'm telling you, until it's no longer gas for us. It's over. Yep, people are buying houses. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The dollar's worth nothing, and they're paying triple on what they could have bought 5 years ago for a third the price. It's insanity. But that's America. America's falling. It's over. It's over. It was a good run. We didn't do what the founder said. The founder said when you have a government that no longer represents you, then you need to go. And it's not against the law. It is actually constitutional to overthrow your government once they no longer represent you. Oh well. January 6th was a big false flag. That's the problem, is they went there that day unarmed. They said they found all these weapons. No, they didn't. They didn't find weapons on anybody. But that's the problem. They pretended. They pretended. Houses may double in value the next 4 years, but ain't nobody going to own them. Nobody's going to own them. Except all the illegals that are coming here. The Jackery, they've got a bunch of options. They got a 1,000 watt generator, and with the solar panels, it's right at 1,200. They got a 1,500, and they got a 2,500 watt generator. But we bought the 1,000 watt, and I'm telling you, that thing is worth its weight in gold. We gave it for it, and then you could buy the suitcase of solar panels for it for like another $300. So you have probably $1,300 in it, and it'll give you more power than you'll ever need, ever. That's my solar panels loading up. So yeah, Jackery's the way to go. They got a 250, a little one that's like $240, but that can do your cell phones and small stuff. Then they got a 500 watt, they got a 1,000 watt, they got a, like I said, a 2,500, which they just come out. But the Jackery is the only way to go. Best one on the planet. I love my Jackery. It'll operate anything. I ran my refrigerator off my Jackery. So think about that. Anyway, guys, I'm burning up. I'm sweating. I'm tired. Hit that thumbs up button. 1990 of you in here. Please hit the thumbs up. I'm Stuart Peddle, on the most targeted citizen. Like, share, and subscribe. Pray for me. Pray for my family. Pray for your